If you have a lot of tomatoes like I do, this is the video for you. I am showing you how I made tomato sauce with all of the tomatoes that we harvested this year. So this is just only a handful of the tomatoes we had. We had like 4 bags. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. The very first thing you need to do is thoroughly wash your tomatoes. As you can see, I'm keeping them in the sink, but I did gently scrub them under cold water to kind of get all of the dirt and cobwebs off of them. While I am cleaning up the tomatoes, I'm going to fill up 2 pots, a smaller spaghetti pot, which you don't see me doing, and a larger pot, which is what this video is, and I'm going to get them on the stove to boil. If you're using a larger pot like I am to can, make sure you turn the heat all the way up and get a lid on that. It'll help it boil a lot faster. For the smaller pot, I'm going to use that to cook the tomatoes before we process them. And I'm just doing that at little bits at a time because I don't have a bigger pot, really. That's what it is. After getting the tomatoes into the pot and letting them cook for a little bit, we're going to remove them from the boiling water and put them into an ice bath to kind of stop the cooking. I just pulled them out once the skin started to split and the felt off, so I just time to see it was pretty off. Once the tomatoes were somewhat cooled, I went ahead and removed the core and started to juice them. We have this attachment that goes onto the KitchenAid mixer that basically juices it. It's a baby food maker, and it just gets all of like the soft stuff and the juices out. And if you don't have this, you could also just do this part by hand, though you would probably want to skin them first before mushing them down. But just take like a colander and put it on the side of a bowl and mash the tomatoes down until you get most of the liquid out. On a side note, I think that it's really funny how the mixer gets rid of all of the skin and the seeds. Kind of pay attention to that, it's just really funny. Once I had most of the tomatoes juice, I put the liquids into a clean spaghetti pot to boil away all of the liquids. First thing I did once I got the tomato juice into the pot was to bring it to a boil at high heat and constantly stirring it. And then once it came to a boil, I turned it down to a medium-high heat and kind of let it simmer until it kind of became chunky. You also want to make sure you keep stirring it at this stage too, because you don't want it to stick to the sides of the pot. Just don't stir it too much because it's not going to cook. Now, I ended up boiling the sauce down for a few hours to the consistency that I wanted. Of course, you can boil it longer or a shorter amount of time depending on how thick you want the sauce. So boiling it longer for a thicker sauce and less time for a thinner sauce. This is what the sauce looked like after I cooked it down for a few hours. To prep the jars, I cleaned them out with warm water and soap because they were in our basement, and so they were kind of disgusting. You don't have to do this part. But then I stuck them into the boiling canner, for 10 minutes, along with the lids and the rims to sanitize all of them. You could also do this step in the dishwasher if you wanted to. I just didn't want to run the dishwasher for like 5 jars. To finish the canning process, I put the jars full of tomato sauce into a boiling canner and let them cook for 35 minutes. Because I used the pint jars, I only did for 35 minutes. However, if you're using quarts, you want to cook it for 45 minutes. And then to finish, I just pulled them out and let them cool and wait for the pop. And I got a total of 14 jars of sauce out of all the tomatoes that we harvested this year, which is a lot of sauce for this winter. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe for more content. Also check out my channel. I have lots of other stuff like cat videos, more cooking videos, some vlogs. It's a little bit of everything for everybody, so go ahead and check that out. And again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!